Okay guys, quick update. As you can see here, we've got the coronal hole now turning out facing. Plasma filament lifts coming in on the upper left limb. This is what's causing all the X-ray fluxing at the moment, only slightly. This is what's caused the proton density increase, which I'll show you now. As you can see here, this is the proton density. This is a side view, so you can see the cloud of protons that have come in. Got up to about 13 per cubic centimetre, which isn't that great, but that always comes before the solar wind, which is this bit here. This is the solar wind coming from that coronal hole I just showed you. This blue hue is the proton density here. Okay, this is the sun in the middle, Earth is to the right. This is a bird's eye view here, and this is a side view here. Okay, you can expect this solar wind to arrive later tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. As you can see, it jumps here. Solar wind set to arrive about 550 kms, which isn't very strong, but it could raise geomagnetic storm conditions to about 5 or 6. Magneto-tail, magneto-pause, bow shock, all seeing compression from the solar wind coming from under the ecliptic. This is why all these magnetic field lines are going above the north from the south. All this red in the back here in the magneto-tail is being disrupted from the second solar wind of charged particles. As you can see, cosmic radiation is coming in quite strong. This is what's causing all the electrical dysfunctions and whales washing up on the Spanish coasts. Ace telemetry, you can see the density spikes as that density just came in, as I just showed you, from the coronal hole first, and then the coronal hole stream comes in straight after. Speed rose slightly but kept well under 350 kms, which is not very strong. However, this is set to rise density and speed later tonight, tomorrow morning, as the whole solar wind arrives. Top quakes of today, we see a 6.4 Indonesia, which was on watch, which we had on watch. Also watch this area here, which is Solomon Islands. We've had quite a few earthquakes either end, which means this is due some seismic activity, probably quite large, looking at high 6s, maybe 7. Also watch this Russian linchpin here as the two convergent plates join. Alaska still seeing seismic activity. New Madrid seeing some zones coming in here, not very strong, but it's still building pressure underneath. A lot of pressure coming up to the Cascadia subduction zone on the terminal ends here. Yellowstone did have some seismicity, but they seem to have wiped it off the map. Hawaii still seeing some. Also, we had quite a big quake in Chile, which was about a 6.8, registered as a 7. And then we're going to watch this area here in Peru, which should get some seismic activity. The Dominican Republic here, still seeing quite a lot of pressure. Mid-Atlantic ridge is seeing quite a few bits of seismic activity, which will increase. So we're looking for a couple of 6s along here soon, next 7 days maybe. Italy also on watch, if you follow my cursor. Madagascar on watch. Taiwan will see some seismic activity too. New Zealand is a given. That's about it for this area, but just keep watch on Solomon Islands indefinitely. That is going to get some seismic activity very soon. Polar vortex still split into 2. This is what's causing all the cold weather outbreaks in North America and Europe, with snow records and record cold temperatures. This will continue over the next 3 or 4 weeks. UK will start seeing some more cold weather, and this is set to continue until we get onto our end of February, March time. Our wobble data, as you can see here, this purple 19 is 19th of January, which gets updated every Tuesday and Thursday, so we're looking for an update soon. Just keep an eye on it, because that is quite a big jump. If I get this magnifying glass out, if it ever loads, because the computer is slow. Okay, as you can see, the purple 19 has jumped quite far into the centre. We always get compressional lines here, which all converge. As the South Pole gets pushed, the North goes the opposite way, and that's what you'll see every time we come out of our backside alignment and the magnetic gets hold of our South Pole. As you can see, we had some ionospheric charging here, just off the African coast, and you can see a little bit of negative charge here. This is usually where earthquakes occur, but I'm not too worried about this. This will change and it fluctuates all day. This area here over Indonesia is always red lately, so I would suggest just keeping an eye on this section here. Okay, there will be quite a lot of seismic activity and volcanic activity if we continue to get ionospheric charging above here, and we seem to get it every day now. X-ray flux, as you can see, there's some fluxing, which I showed you here. The X-ray fluxing is caused from, if it ever loads it again, X-ray fluxing is caused from these coronal, these plasma filaments here, which are causing little sunspot groups. This can cause C flares, like I explained, but just I wouldn't worry too much about it yet. We are monitoring it. Maybe C flares, but the chances are about 6% at the moment, so don't worry too much. So this is what we're getting at the moment. A, which is nothing to worry about. B is nothing to worry about. C, it starts getting a bit more extreme. And M, there's about a 1% chance of an M flare, no chance of an X flare yet. But so this is where you'd see it. This would rise to here, okay, if it does cause a flare. Planetary KP index is at stable conditions before the solar wind arrives. So this chart is showing the geomagnetic storm conditions. When the solar wind arrives later tonight, early tomorrow morning, it will come up to about here, maybe, possible. That's the maximum it will go to, 6 from that coronal hole. Okay, so this is the chart that you want to look at when the coronal hole stream arrives. Okay, so that's just a quick update, guys. Just wanted to do for you. I will do some more in-depth videos soon, but please come and follow me on Patreon and help support my channel. Every little helps. $1 to $15 a month is entirely up to you how much you put in there and how much you want to. You can do custom ones if you want to do a custom one. It's entirely up to you, but it's really helping me bring you guys more information, and I'll do this full time for you guys. I'll analyse data day in, day out, and give earthquake predictions so people get a better chance of being prepared. I hope you like it, and I'll see you soon.